Senate is going to recess after giving votes 96 to 6 regarding the accepting the votes from Arizona.
Rubio, Collins.
Wylie, Malone, and Coons.
Without objection.
Now they may permit
Without objection.
further speeches or discussion,
So
but
what
they're
we
actually
heard Vice President
So what we
Pence
heard
in
announce.
recess.
President
Excuse
Pence
me, one of my
announce-
producers is talking to me.
Excuse me, one of my producers is talking to me.
The
Excuse me,
House
I
is
was-
still in session. They have not voted
What I
yet.
was starting to say was that
What I was
the
starting to
Senate,
say was that
what we've heard the Senate
the
Majority Leader
Senate-
Mitch
what
McConnell
we've
say,
heard the Senate Majority Leader
after
Mitch
Vice
McConnell
President
say,
Pence announced the results of
after
the
Vice
vote, which is
President Pence
essentially
announced the
to
results of the vote, which is essentially
oppose
to
the objection to
the objection
oppose
to-
the objection to the
oppose
Arizona
the
vote
objection
count.
to
The vote
the
was
Arizona vote
93
count.
against.
The vote was 93
the objection
against.
to 6
93.
for,
The objection
in favor
to
of
6
the objection,
for,
which
in
is a
favor of the
significant reduction.
objection,
Originally, there were
which is
about
a significant
13
reduction. Originally, there
Republican
were about
senators who
13
said they were prepared
Republican senators who said they were
support
prepared
objections.
to
That
support
was reduced to
objections.
6 after
That
the
was reduced
events
to
of
6
today,
after
the
the
assault on the
events of
Capitol,
today,
the
the assault on the
violence,
Capitol,
and
the
again, ultimately,
violence, and
the death
again,
of a woman
ultimately,
who
the
was
death of a
apparently
woman
one of the
who
protesters.
was
And what we
apparently
just
one of the
quickly,
protesters.
I can
And
just
what we
repeat
just
what
quickly-
Majority Leader
I
Mitch
can just
McConnell
repeat
said.
what the Majority
The Senate
Leader
is now
Mitch
in what
McConnell
they call
said.
mourning
The Senate
process.
is now
And Lisa
in what they call
Desjardins,
mourning
you
process.
can
And
clean
Lisa
this up
Desjardins,
for me.
you can
But
clean this up
basically
for
saying
me.
they're going to allow
But
some senators to
basically saying
speak,
they're going to
but
allow
that they
some
will not
senators
be
to
in
speak,
active
but that they will not be in
until
active
they
session
go back into
until
joint session
they go
where
back
the
into
counting
joint session
of the electoral
where
votes
the counting
will continue.
of the electoral vote.
I have to say I'm experiencing sort of
I have to say I'm
comfort as if
experiencing
I'm
sort
able to
of
drink,
a
a
comfort as
nice
if I'm able
cup
to
of
drink,
hot tea
you know,
or
a
something
nice
to explain
cup of
process
hot
versus
tea or
explaining the
something to
violence
explain
that's happening at the
process
Capitol.
versus
So let's talk
explaining
about
the
this
violence that's
process.
happening at the
This
Capitol.
is
So let's
morning
talk about
business,
this
really
process.
means an
This is
opportunity
morning
for
business,
senators to
really means an
speak
opportunity
before
for
usually the
senators to
Senate would be
speak
doing voting
before
or formal
usually the
debates.
Senate would be doing voting or
And
formal
notice there was
debates.
that fascinating
And
moment, at least to
notice
me,
there was that
when
fascinating
Senator
moment, at least to
McConnell
me,
said after
when
those
Senator
speeches,
McConnell
we
said
will
after those
recess, subject to
speeches,
the call
we
of the
will
chair.
recess,
And then
subject
you
to the
heard the
call of
Democratic
the
side say,
chair.
wait, no,
And then you
no,
heard the
don't, no,
Democratic
hold
side
on.
say, wait,
And
wait,
then
no,
you
no,
heard
don't, hold
one
on.
of the
And
one of
then
the
you
officers
heard
involved,
one of the
I think one of the
officers
secretaries,
involved, one of the I
say,
think one of the secretaries,
we'll work it out. We'll figure
say,
it out. I
we'll
love
work
this
it out.
view
We'll
of
figure it
how it
out.
actually,
I love this view of
legislation and
how it
government happens. The reason I
legislation and
believe
government
that they
happens.
didn't want
The
to
reason I
recess subject
believe
to the call of
that
the
they
chair
didn't want
is
to
they wanted to
recess
give the
subject
opportunity
to the call
perhaps
of
for
the
other
chair,
senators
if they
to
wanted to give
speak
the
should
opportunity
they
perhaps
choose.
for other
I also
senators
want
to
to point
speak,
out these
should they
these
choose.
six senators
I
who are
also
going
want
to
to point
speak
out
now,
these
where we're waiting
these
for the
six
House
senators who are going to
to
speak
finish
now, while
the
we're waiting for the
Arizona
House
debate and
to
vote.
finish the
None of
Arizona
them
debate and vote.
is an objector
None of them
to the
is an
Electoral
objector
College count.
to the
So it'll be
Electoral
interesting to
College
see what they
count.
say, but these are all
So
senators,
it'll be interesting to
including
see what they say,
prominent
but these are all
Republicans
senators,
to me,
including
and
prominent
Collins especially,
Republicans to
who
me,
have
and
really
Collins
railed
especially,
against
who
the
have
idea
really
of
railed
objecting.
against
To me, of
the
course,
idea
significant
of
because
objecting.
his
To
state,
me, of course,
Pennsylvania, is one of them
because his
on
state,
the
Pennsylvania, is
docket
one of them
for possible objection. And as
on
you
the
say, it
docket
does look
for
like
possible
I jinxed
objection.
us,
And as
and
you say,
Senator
it does look like
Hawley
I
will in
jinxed
fact
us, and
object.
Senator
And
Hawley.
Well, this is going to be a
will in
long
fact
night,
object. And of course, we want
continue
the
but
process
we want to
also,
make
it's
sure
been a long
that,
day.
we
It has
include
been a long day, and on Senator
It
Hawley,
has been
where
a
you
long
and
day,
I were
and
discussing
comments.
Senator
earlier,
Hawley, where
what
you and I were discussing
but
he
we're
was going
really
to do,
trying
whether
to
he was going to
listen
go
as
ahead
well
with
and
objecting
absorb.
to the Pennsylvania electoral vote count.
to the Pennsylvania
Further
electoral vote
reporting
count.
has it that he
Further
will
reporting
object,
has
but
I didn't
then
like
he
that.
will
that he will
call for
object,
the
but
vote
then he
to
will
move ahead.
call
But
for the vote
may not
to
be the
move
full
ahead.
2 hours,
That
but
it
we will see.
may not be
This
the
will
full
all
2 hours, but
unfold.
we
It
will
looks as
see.
if it's not
This
going to
will
end
all
soon.
unfold. It
Just
looks as if it's
just
not
the
going to end
calling
soon.
of states will
Just the
take
calling of
some
states
time. The
will
House
take
continues
some
its
time.
debate
Yes.
The House
on the
continues
Arizona
its
objection.
debate
That
on the
won't
Arizona
finish up
objection.
until
That
11:30 or
won't
12,
finish up
according to Mitch
until
McConnell, the Senate
11:30
Majority
or
Leader.
12, according to Mitch
That's
McConnell,
Eastern
the Senate
time,
Majority
and
Leader.
as you say, Lisa,
That's
the
Eastern
Senate
time,
stands
and as you say, Lisa, the
in
Senate
kind of a
stands
recess until the joint session gets underway.
And Judy,
Sounds
may
like
I
it may
sneak
not
in?
happen until close.
May I sneak in one more nerdy fact? Knowing our viewers, they probably picked up quickly on the fact that those votes, 93 against the objection, 6 for sustaining it, do not add up to 100 senators. Many of our viewers probably understand why, but for those who don't, the reason is there are only 99 senators at this moment. Senator Perdue of Georgia, his term ended on Sunday with the end of the previous Congress. Senator Loeffler remains in her seat because it was a special seat. She was appointed to it. So that one vote that we don't have on the floor is the vacant Georgia seat, formerly occupied by Senator Perdue, and now vacant until there is official certification of that election. So that's why there's one vote short, and also why there's no one else from Georgia, no other Republican who could object to the electoral count from that state.
That is right. All right, Lisa Desjardins following it at the Capitol. Let's go now to someone else who's been following the events of this day. It's our Amna Navaz. She was there just on the grounds of the Capitol for hour after hour, Amna, out in that cold, windy afternoon, which became the evening, and then you had to move farther away from the Capitol because it became dangerous to stay there. But now, tell us where we are with the protesters, the mob that descended on the Capitol. What has happened in the aftermath of that?
It's such a strange sentence to say, isn't it, Judy? The mob that descended on the Capitol. Well, as you can see, we have decamped to even safer ground. We are respecting the D.C. city curfew, which went into effect at 6 o'clock after filing our last report. And a wonderful team that was out there all day with me, witnessing that surreal and disturbing scene, is now safely at home. We're continuing to report, though, and I wanted to share a few pieces of information I've been gathering because watching this scene unfold with me and Lisa and Amy and our team, this calm, orderly procedure stands in such stark contrast to what we saw unfold on the steps of the Capitol today. And I'm speaking to a number of election and security and democracy experts, folks I've known for years from my days as foreign correspondent, who remind me that the rest of the world is watching this very, very closely. And if you do a quick scan of all the foreign headlines right now, I've seen so far the UK headlines, the German headlines, the French headlines, South African and Indian are all leading with news about what's unfolding right here in Washington, D.C. right now. Capitol stormed is one of the headlines. They have the live updates following the procedure on the floor. So America's democracy is one that's been watched very closely for a very long time. That continues today, but through a very different lens. Similarly, I've been speaking with a number of law enforcement sources, both former senior officials and current senior officials who are involved with the transition. And one of the things they tell me, Judy, is that this should not have surprised many people. You saw in our reporting earlier that it was very easy in a lot of ways for those protesters to simply move across the fences, move through the Capitol grounds, move the barricades, and eventually make their way up the stairs and into the Capitol after breaching the doorway as well. Several law enforcement officials are now telling me that they don't believe that adequate planning went into preparing for today's protest. We knew this day was coming. Officials knew that there would be protests. We saw the president calling for people to come to Washington and do exactly what they ended up doing there. And one of the things the officials tell me is that there's a process for these kinds of things. When we have something of this magnitude unfolding in the nation's capital, the federal officials generally take the lead. DHS and FBI, I'm told, should have been disseminating intelligence bulletins to state and local officials. That didn't happen.
That's correct.
Convening conference calls with all the principals involved so that state and local officials could discuss the threat measures and then take preventative measures. That did not happen. And also they say the regional feds, federal authorities, they should have been facilitating planning to handle all that potential for civil unrest. Because setting aside any specific intelligence to today's action, you only have to go back to some of the protests we saw earlier in the year. We saw protesters who were supporters of President Trump stormed state capitals in protest of
And how they act.
and lockdowns during the pandemic. We saw the domestic terrorists in
Correct.
Michigan who were calling for a storming of the state capitol,
Domestic
and
terrorists.
kidnapping of the governor did. This has all been part of the playbook. This has all been part of the conversation for quite some time. And so it's very alarming to a lot of people that today's events unfolded the way that they did. And we've all seen some of the videos from inside, the Capitol Police who worked so bravely to protect everyone inside, move those members and our own Lisa and her colleagues to safety. But several steps should have been taken, I'm told by law enforcement officials, to prevent any of that from ever happening, to prevent those protesters from going up there in the first place. The last point I'll make, Judy, is that as thrilling and surreal as so many of today's events have been, the other thing that I'm hearing from folks who follow democracies and election processes and governments around the world is that in many ways what we're seeing from the president should also not really surprise us. For someone who has praised authoritarian leaders and praised dictators and really tested the bounds of his own presidential powers at every possible turn, the reaction that we're seeing right now from our own reporting about how he is doing everything he can to hold on to power, none of this should surprise us.
Everything.
We're all waiting and watching and reporting on what happens next, but that's what we're hearing right now, Judy.
That's what we're hearing right now.
And I don't know what you're saying, what you're reporting, very much in keeping with what Yamisha's reporting at the White House, what she's being told by people around the president, words to that effect that he would, they fear he would do anything to hold on to power, and then
anything. And that's what I was trying to say to people in my circle, that I did not see this president going quietly into the night. In my view, and even veterans were saying, oh, look, on the 20th, he's going to, pack his bags and go. That's the way it is. It's always been that way. It'll be no different this time, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And I wasn't so sure. And so, like I was thinking, it hasn't been a smooth transition. Now, I'm going to be perfectly clear. I had no idea that anything would go down today. I know that he had told, I was there, watching when the president said for the Proud Boys to stand back and stand by. I'll never forget that. I was like, oh my goodness. But I wasn't thinking it'll be today. Although that, I know he was calling them to DC. I thought the big day would be the 20th, but it was today. And as I was saying earlier, I really thought to myself, something was up when Vice President Pence put out this thing first.
And that is that if you listen to the Republican senators,
so let's see what they're saying now.
They criticize the violence, but you would think that the violence just sort of materialized out of thin air, and in fact, you're looking at what was unusual historically about what we saw today.
I'm glad he's saying
that. For the first time in American history, over 2 centuries, we saw an American president, President Trump, around noontime, talking to a mob and urging them to march up to the Capitol, this is the language he used, up Pennsylvania Avenue, take back our country, stop a so-called stolen election that was not stolen, and a terrorist attack on our Congress and our Capitol. And that's what it was. Terrorism means, use of violence against civilians, especially for political aims. Then after that began, President Trump gives a video from the Rose Garden saying, we love you, we think you're special. That's not exactly what any other president of the United States would have done. Anyone else would have said, we've got to restore order, we've got to clamp down on this. Instead, just as you've all been saying for the last half hour, very few arrests. We don't know why these people were let into the Capitol by law enforcement. We do not know how widely the planning and execution of this operation, this coup d'etat, attempted coup d'etat today was. And this is something that we Americans have to live with for the next 2 weeks because Donald Trump, just as you and Amna were saying, he's still going to be president.
He is still going to be president, although as we
He'll
have
still
been
be
discussing
president.
through the evening with
Point
Manish
well
and
taken.
others, there has been reporting and discussion around invoking the 25th Amendment. There are considerations, though, about how that would happen, how it would unfold. The vice president would be involved, of course, members of the cabinet. There's talk that some members of the cabinet are talking of resigning over what happened today. There's also the worry about what the reaction would be if the president were forcibly removed from office, even with just a few days left. But Michael, so many questions coming out of today. What a way to begin the end of this presidency, to have this happen, to have this president, as you just said, call on people to march on the Capitol. And then, as Yamiche reported, there are some around the president who think he wanted this to happen. He wanted there to be a melee, there to be mayhem at the Capitol. So a lot of reporting will come. Sure. Yeah. The questions are enormous.
Yes, no, that's for sure. And whether we can live with a president about whom there are these questions. And if anyone was going to resign, Judy, from the White House staff at a high level or from the cabinet, did they need to see any more than they saw today? They know what danger we're living with. You and I have children. Those children are in danger tonight.
The country, there's questions about the country. And I'll repeat what former chairman of the Joint Chiefs, retired Admiral Mullen, Mike Mullen, said. There's a question about the safety of the country over the next, over the next 14 days.
Sadly.
So that's much to, yeah.
Right. Hate to leave everyone hanging, but we're just going to see whether our system works or not. And I love what you've been saying about the 25th Amendment or people resigning, but hasn't happened yet. 25th Amendment has been in effect since the late 1960s, has never been used. People still argue about whether it would work or not.
Exactly right, and we will continue. We will continue to wonder. Michael Beschloss, thank you very much for putting a period on this day, a day like no other. Michael Beschloss, thank you very much.
Very well, thank you.
And it has been a day like no other in our memory. We did witness an assault on our democracy. We also witnessed a condemnation of what happened today, and yet we remain hopeful that this is a moment in which we might, as some of the senators said and others, we might come together, no matter what our political beliefs. We as journalists are witness to this and trying our best to report on it faithfully. But not only are we facing a pandemic as an American people, we're now facing a choice. How do we move forward? We are stronger when we are united, and we know that, as we just heard it again from historian Michael Beschloss. So now we're going to return you to regularly scheduled programming here on PBS, but you can continue to watch these debates at the Capitol unfold on our website. It's pbs.org/newshour. You can also watch on our social channels. We can tell you that we do expect the counting of the electoral votes to continue. It will take another hour or so for the House to complete the vote on the state of Arizona, the objection to the electoral vote there. The expectation is that there may not be debates further on other states where there had been objections, Georgia and Pennsylvania. If so, the process may move along more quickly than we had expected. But again, if you want to watch that, you can watch it online, pbs.org/newshour. On behalf of the entire NewsHour team, doing a remarkable job today for all of us.
I'm going to break, and come on Facebook Live on my portal, and we'll see if you have some comments.
Bravely, even as the police were urging her to move on. So
we'll see how it goes.
NewsHour team. But with that, I'm Judy
It has been a long day, unprecedented events.
Coverage for this night. Thank you. Please stay safe, and we'll see you soon.
And
Thank you. Please stay safe.
Major funding for the PBS NewsHour has been
I really
provided
am glad that PBS did a wonderful job today. And I have, truly enjoyed watching them covering the news. And so I'm going to be coming back on Facebook Live. I'm going to do it from my portal. It'll give you a different view. And also I won't be, using, software in between. All right, let's talk.